On the way back, they were in a certain forest, and the merchant falls asleep. And then this goyish wagon driver saw an opportunity to do the unspeakable. He goes into the middle, mitten of all, the middle of the forest, and he wakes up the merchant. He threatens him that he's going to kill him if he doesn't give him all the money. In the town of Mezhebush, there was a...
Everybody, welcome to the Hakel event.
What happened? Yeah, man.
Good talk, everybody. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. This is officially a Hakel event. Thank you, Rebudel. What would I do without you? See, I have my core guys. I have the guy who always makes sure we have the seltzer. Thank you, Yoni. Thank you, Yudel, for always keeping me in check. Yeah. You know, they say you're supposed to have like a core group of, what do they call it? Your board? You have to have like a board of like five people.
Board. What a board. You have to have the boys.
The boys. There you go, the boys.
Okay, very good.
Boys is a board.
Fine. After a very long introduction,
In which town?
in the town of Mezhebush,
Excellent.
there was a chassid who was a follower of the Baal Shem Tov. His name was Reb Wolf Kitzis. He's known as Reb Zev Kitzis. This story we're going to call him Reb Wolf. He was very poor, and he had a daughter who reached marriageable age. Time for to get a shidduch, and he doesn't have a penny to his name, so he can't. He doesn't have anything to offer. Right in those days, a very very big part of getting married was having money. So he mentioned to the Baal Shem Tov, the Baal Shem Tov mentioned to him once, says, you have to make a shidduch for your daughter. It's time for her to get married. So Wolf says, I have no money, nothing. I can't even sometimes put bread. Sometimes I don't have enough to put bread on my table. How am I going to marry her off? So Baal Shem Tov kind of scolded him, gave him a chelek, and he said he better find a shidduch quick. And when he saw that Wolf was hesitating, he didn't know what to do, Baal Shem Tov tells him, he says, I'm letting you know, time came for her to find her shidduch. And this is what you got to do. Send a shliach to the town of Yassi. On my cheshbon, I'm going to fund it. And the shliach should go and speak to the shadchanim in that town. And he should say that you're ready to give 2,000 ruble for dowry. But the chassan has to be a ben Terah, someone who's and obviously a Shemaim, and someone who has yichus from a good family. So the Wolf did what the Baal Shem Tov says, and he sent someone to Yassi. And the shliach went there, and he explained that the Wolf was a big tzaddik, a big chassid, and that he wanted to give this amount, 2,000 ruble. And the shadchanim started to offer the different, boys that they had. And all of them weren't good until he came up to one, person who the father was, a respected man and rich, and he was from a good family, and the son was Taka. He was a very big lamdan, very big Rishamayim, and the shliach said, okay, this is the one, and they made tnaim right and then and there. He made the tnaim, and in the tnaim they wrote that he asked, like advertised, that they're going to give 2,000 rubles for the dowry. So Shliach comes back and tells Reb Wolf what happened. And now he goes to the Baal Shem Tov to tell him, okay, we got the shidduch, now what am I going to do about the money? So the Baal Shem Tov gave him a mazel tov, and he said not to worry, because very soon he's going to find from where to get this big amount. So a few weeks pass by, and Reb Wolf gets a letter from his mechutin that normally you exchange gifts, so where's the gift for the chassan? Forget about the dowry. I mean, people give gifts. So the Wolf goes to the Baal Shem Tov right away and says, what do I do? So Baal Shem Tov says, don't worry. And soon you're going to have, soon you're going to find your, it's going to come, don't worry. Some more weeks pass by, and the Mechutin writes another letter and says, why doesn't he send? But the Wolf didn't answer because Baal Shem Tov told him not to worry. So when the Mechutin sees there's no answer, the Mechutin sends very sharp words in the letter, and he says that if he doesn't answer, he's going to break off the shidduch. So the Wolf goes bitterly to Baal Shem Tov, and he sends him the letter. So Baal Shem Tov tells him, write to your mechutin, just to calm him down, write to him that when it comes time for the wedding, you'll come, and everything will be ready, the dowry and the gifts. So the Wolf writes what the Baal Shem Tov says. And because the Wolf was well known to be a tzaddik and a chassid, so he relied on his words. Willst du in der Meise? Das kommt mit Tati?
Warte.
Komm. He goes, it's in. Okay. So because they trusted the Wolf, so they didn't have any doubt that it was going to happen. He gave his word. Now, when it came closer to the time of the wedding, the Wolf went again to visit the Baal Shem Tov, and the Baal Shem Tov said that he should invite his mechutin to come 3 days before the time, because he wants to, be mishtasheh imoy, to spend some good time with him. So the Wolf does what the Baal Shem Tov says, obviously, and a few days before the wedding, he gets a letter from his mechutin that he's going to come with his whole family for the chasna. So the Wolf goes, again, he's all nervous. He goes to the Baal Shem Tov, and on the way that he's going to the Baal Shem Tov, he meets another guy, and the guy asks him, where's the Baal Shem Tov live? And he says, oh, I'm going there, come with me. So they come to the Baal Shem Tov, and the Baal Shem Tov says hi to this guest, and he says, let me tell you a story. A story in a story, guys. Story in a story. There was a story of a very big-time merchant who would bring wood on very big rafts, rafsoides, this says over here, but very big rafts, to Prussia. He would bring a lot of wood, tons of wood on big rafts. That was how he made money. It was a good money maker. One time, this merchant brought one of the times when he brought a big shipment of wood, he got 40,000 rubles. It's not a small amount of money. And he had a very nice carriage, and his driver, his balagala, was a goy. And on the way back, they were in a certain forest, and the merchant falls asleep. And then this goyish wagon driver saw an opportunity to do the unspeakable. He goes into the middle of the forest, and he wakes up the merchant, and he says that he threatens him that he's going to kill him if he doesn't give him all the money. He had a big axe, a big scary axe. So this merchant begs him, let's split it halfway, at least leave me with something. He says, no, I want every last penny, every last kopek. Finally, he gives him all the money, and then the guy tells him, but now, how can I leave you alive? I have to kill you. I can leave no witnesses, right?
Dead men tell no tale.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So he begs him he begs him for his life, and he's not changing his mind. So he said, okay, fine, give me my last wish. I just want to say vidui. I want to confess, right? We all know we're supposed to say vidui before we pass away. So he says, I want to say vidui, and so he let him say vidui, but before he tied him up. So he starts to say from the depths of his heart vidui, and he makes a neder. He says, Hashem, if you save me from this murderer, I'm going to give Meiser from all this money to tzedakah. Now, you're supposed to give Meiser anyway, so I don't know, but whatever it is, he made a neder to give a certain amount of this money for tzedakah. And all of a sudden he gets saved. What happened? The person who was, the ranger, forest ranger who was supposed to go around, even though he was far away, the cries of this merchant reach his ears. And in the story it says, Ayida Kanesha, he soared like an eagle. He went very quickly with his rifle to the place where he was tied, and he right away untied him, and this merchant tells him what happened, and they go to the authorities, and after an investigation, they gave all the money back to this merchant, and they put the eglin, they put this wagon driver, this Russia, into jail. Now remember, we're in the middle of another story, so it's not the end of the story. And this guy goes back to his house, and he's praising Hashem, he's saying thank you to Hashem for how he saved him. But he forgot about his neder. Forgot that he had to give this amount of money that he said he would give. It's 4,000 rubles. And a few weeks passed, and he forgot about it. And he had only one son, only one daughter. And his daughter became very sick, and she passed away, unfortunately. He didn't make the connection. Now his son is sick. Son gets sick. And he looked for the best doctors. And everyone is saying he's going to pass away. And when he heard that in Mezhebush, there's the Baal Shem Tov, who's Poel Yeshuas, who brings salvation to people, he went to go and ask for his help, for his bracha. And who is this guy? This is the stranger that the Baal Shem Tov is telling the story to. And so right away he says, I'm ready to give this money right now to whoever I need to give. So the Baal Shem Tov says, take out 4,000 ruble and give it to Wolf Kitzis. And so the seicha, this merchant, right away did that, and Wolf was able to make a chasana. Imagine with 4,000 ruble, he was able to give the dowry. He was able to make a beautiful wedding, and he bought all the gifts for the chasan, and they had a beautiful wedding. And obviously, they also invited this merchant to partake in the
Festivities.
the festivities. Thank you. And even before this merchant got home, he got a letter that his son was already healed and he's 100% back to his strength. So we should see Yeshuas in our lives.
Make good on our promise.
We should make big pledges and be able to mekayim them. Hashem should send us shefa, the gashmis, the ruchnias, and we should see Mashiach with our own eyes and remove all sfekas from our minds. Anyways, agutvach. Thank you everybody for being here. Thank you for everyone who is here. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I see you guys who are watching. 60% of you are not subscribed. So yeah.
Really? You got to add that in there?
You got to subscribe. Nechutin to come 3 days before the time. Because can we do something about this? And just for the people, I don't. Just for the people watching, there's a little boy who's throwing books on the floor.
A little boy.
A little boy, your kid.
Shut.
Girl that we don't know about.
A little boy that I love very much, who's
You could
making
just
a
say
mess.
your
Taking
kid.
in, he's housing him. He's taking
Just
care
say
of
it's your
him.
kid. Just say it's your kid.
I don't know. He's saying.
Why would it?
Straight up, you sock him in the head.
You know they're catching all
That's
this,
some
right?
dark humor.
That is
Uh,
really dark.
Are you?
You died, you little skipping. Okay, just leave it. There's a story.